apparently Cody has built something pretty cool on the server that he's excited for me to see. So pretty much just gonna hop in, see what's going on here. Oh, okay, we're here. Let the world load in for a second. Oh my goodness. This thing looks crazy. This man has built a sword out of a nether portal coming out of the ground. Sheesh, bro, this looks sick. That's such a cool idea to use a nether portal. And apparently, there's a button down at the bottom of the stairs. Which these look sick, by the way. I mean, this is a dope staircase. This is glass? Oh man, this looks incredible. Apparently there's a button. Oh my gosh. Apparently this is gonna be the next big project. It's gonna be some kind of underground base. I don't know all the details of it quite yet myself, but this looks insane. Oh, so good. It looks so good. Anyways, something I personally really need to do is pretty up the front of my castle, because let's be honest, this is a cool looking castle, but the front is just pitiful. I mean, it's just on a square of dirt with all these hideous looking dark oak trees right in front of it with a creeper hole. I mean, this is just not what you want. After just a little bit of work, I have removed all of the trees from the front of my castle, so now I can now see the beautiful front of it. So pretty. And I have filled in the creeper hole and also gone out and gotten a bunch of dirt, because the next phase of this is going to be to terraform around my little plot of land here, because this just looks disgusting. I mean, let's be honest, this looks terrible. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on that. I've already just about run out of dirt. And I mean, I have not done that much. It does not look much different than how it did before. Oh goodness, I'm gonna need a lot of dirt. Alright, we should hopefully have enough now. Yeah, we've definitely got enough. Turns out I'm not great at terraforming. I think this looks okay. To be honest with you, it could just look terrible and I would have no clue. But, you know, who's gonna see it besides me? I think it looks good. This should hopefully finish up the front of it. And let's see how it looks. Oh, it looks so much better. It looks so much better. Like ridiculously better. It was just a flat line before. Oh, it looks natural. It's not that bad. I don't think I've done half bad. Last thing is just to finish up this right side of the castle. And that should just about do it. Let's go take a look at what it looks like from way on up above. Ow. Yes! Yes! It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would. That could use a little bit of rounding out. But other than that, it's not that bad. Our castle is finally not just floating on a square in the middle of the water. It has some shape to it. I think it looks great. And we've almost gone through all of the dirt. I mean, I almost had 2 inventories worth. We almost went through the whole thing. For that. It does not look like it would use that much dirt. As I was looking at my castle from up above, I thought maybe it would be cool if we had some dirt mounds that kind of went up and covered up part of the castle. Instead of it just being flat land and then castle, maybe we could have like a little mound of dirt every now and then that cover a portion of the castle. Yeah, I'm gonna try it out. That looks quite sad, doesn't it? That looks quite sad. It would need to be much bigger. It would have to be much bigger. But I think it has potential. It would need to be much bigger, and I would need to kind of plan out the dimensions of it a little better. I'm gonna try to play around with it and see if I can get it to look better. You know, that looks a bit better. I just don't know. I just don't know. It plays off of the grass well. I think I'm gonna wait for the grass to actually grow to be up against the castle to see how I like it. But I mean, it at least breaks up the castle a little bit. I think I will eventually enjoy how it looks. I just think I just need to do a little bit more of it around the castle. But for now, I am fresh out of dirt. I've only got 18 left. So I'm gonna start working on the front entrance of the castle. I'm thinking about putting maybe a little almost koi pond type thing right here to kind of liven up this side, and then on this side I can put a little trading center, like with the little tents, maybe a little campfire in the middle, something just to make it look like a community around the castle. It's not just a random castle out in the middle of nowhere. So I think for the pond, this could potentially look pretty decent. I mean, it's not very big, but it doesn't need to be very big. It just needs to be functional. I might expand it out a little farther this way, just to give it a little more volume. Yeah, I like that. Hey, this looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. Oh yeah. Yeah, I like that a lot. That makes it look really good over here on this side. I went out and got some lily pads, some sugar cane, just to kind of give it a little bit of texture, along with these path blocks and the coarse dirt. I think it looks really solid. Our castle is starting to look like it has some life. Oh, it looks good. It looks so good. I've also started to dig out a little bit of a pathway that I'm going to create for the castle. I think I'm going to end up making this pathway out of like cobblestone, stone, andesite, gravel, and just kind of randomize it as it goes up to the castle. And then this whole entire inside part of the castle here will be that same vibe. I think is what I'm gonna start going for. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working on this. I gotta go get all of the stone and the cobblestone and the andesite and all that for that, and I will be right back as soon as I'm done with that. Something I learned from the great Mumbo Jumbo himself is that if you want good randomized textures, you can put everything that you want to texturize in your hotbar and then scroll your mouse wheel really hard and just hold right click. And it will completely randomize what you place. And it looks pretty cool. You know, now that I'm looking at this from above, I kind of want there to be a little more color. It almost fits in with the gray of the castle just a bit too much for me. I think I might add some blackstone. Could potentially look cool. I don't know. I added a bit more texture to the path, and I think it looks a million times better already. So I think I'm going to keep with the same color scheme and pattern all the way to the inside of the castle and see how that looks. I know I tend to do a lot of different time lapses, but I just thought it'd be kind of cool to see this go from a dirt floor to this cool kind of patternized floor for my castle. So I figured, why not do a quick little time lapse? Cool. With that all squared away, we've got a nice little path into our castle that's actually floored now. So it's not just a bunch of dirt in here. The last thing for this is just the floor in here, which I think I'm just gonna make. I might just make oak, just to kind of fit in with the theme that's going on in here, because I think this is gonna be like a storage room for maybe my crops and whatnot. And then I don't know what I'll have in here. Maybe I'll have some fences and some animals in here. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good because it kind of matches with the floors that we have inside of all the buildings. It matches really well. I think it looks really good. I need to get some horses in the stables. That way our stables aren't just pointless stables sitting here doing nothing. But other than that, the inside of our castle is starting to look really good. The last thing I need to do is build up these little huts over here for the traders, and then ruin the outside of the castle a little bit, as well as build up these little mounds around the outside of the castle. So I think the first thing I'm going to work on are these little tents. That way I can get the front of our castle looking all pretty, and then I can start working on the appearance of our actual castle itself. The shop is in place, and I've got to say, it's all coming together. It is all coming together. I mean, from what it looked like before, I'll put a little picture up as to what it looked like before. This looks 1,000 times better. I mean, it truly looks so good. I'm so happy with how this has turned out so far. The last thing I want to do in the episode is build up a few more of these dirt mounds around the castle. That way there's not just one random one on the castle. And then also add some of these little cracks that I did in the floor to my castle, just like on these bland walls that are out and about on my castle, as well as maybe add some mossy stone. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know how to get mossy stone. So I'm gonna have to figure that one out. I added 2 more of these mounds. I added kind of a smaller one here because I felt with as big as this one was, this one should be a little bit smaller, which I think actually doesn't look that bad. I think it looks quite cool, actually. This side of the castle is kind of like, I don't know, merging with the island a little bit. I think it looks pretty cool. And then on this side, I added kind of a bigger one on this tower, which looks pretty good as well. I think it would look cool if this mountain that's right here actually kind of like merged into the castle a little bit on this corner. I think it could look pretty cool. I think it looks pretty good. I think I'll probably continue it a little bit into the back. That way it's not just like connected and then not connected kind of thing. But it looks pretty good. I think it looks pretty cool. Oh my gosh, there's so many creepers. No, don't blow up. I swear if one of these creepers blows up, you know what, I'm gonna go sleep. I'm not even gonna mess with it. I finished the main kind of outside walls as well as the big bland walls that were on the main tower of the castle, and I've got to say, it makes a huge difference. It looks so much better. The front of this castle just looks so good, and now this side isn't as bland as it was. Yeah, it's got a little more ruin to it. It looks so good. It looks so much better. Now I just need to do the same thing to this tower that kind of goes up in the middle. I need to ruin that a little bit, as well as this tower, because they're looking a little too smooth for my liking at the moment. All right, that should be the final tower. Got a block missing here. That should be the final tower. I'm kind of nervous because I haven't looked at it at all since I started. So, I mean, it could look terrible. Just from looking at this, it looks kind of cool. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let's take a look. Oh, yes. Yes, it looks so much better. Oh, it looks a million times better. Oh my goodness, it looks so good. Instead of trying to figure out how to get mossy cobble, I'm just gonna use vines instead. I think it gives relatively the same effect and is much easier to get. The thing with placing vines, though, is that I'm worried about placing too many. Because what I don't want is it to be like completely overgrown and covered in vines. So, having a bit of a struggle to figure out exactly how many I need to place and where, because they will grow over time. Man, these vines are such a subtle change. They give it such a big difference. Yeah, okay, see, it's spreading over there, so it is gonna spread. The question is how much. I might have to trim it eventually because it looks like it's growing sideways. I thought it grew just straight down, to be honest with you. But I guess we'll see eventually. And I think for now, that'll be the last one that I place. I don't know if I missed any spots. Guess we're about to find out. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I like it. I did miss a few of the towers, like this front tower here. So I'll go get some vines a little bit later and throw that on there. But the vines look pretty cool. It's a nice touch of detail, and they'll spread around and grow a little bit more over time, which will look really cool as well as it kind of overgrows. It kind of takes over my castle a little bit, but it looks good. I'm so glad I took the time to work on my castle. It looks so much better. I can be more proud of it now. Whenever I look at it, it doesn't just look like a bland, old, boring castle sitting on a square. It actually looks like an old, rustic, medieval castle. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would appreciate it. And if you have any cool ideas of things that I can build in the future, please let me know down in the comments because I love just building random different things. I'll catch you in the next one.